I still hear the voices sometimes, whispers of haggling in a language I don't know. But it's the silence that haunts me the most, the silence that fell the moment I realized something was wrong. It happened 3 years ago, during planting season. My name is Adisa, and I was just a farmer trying to provide for my family in a small village called Nkwado. I often stayed out late, tending to my field, but that night was different. The moon was full and the air was heavy, almost as if the earth itself was holding its breath. I was walking home when I saw it, a glow in the distance, like fireflies, but much brighter. Curious, I followed the light, thinking maybe it was a celebration I did forgotten about. What I found was a bustling market right in the middle of the forest path. Stalls made of wooden grass and wood stood neat rows, lit by strange lighting that didn't even burn. People moved around, buying and selling as if it was the normal thing. But these wasn't villagers I knew. They wore clothes unlike anything I did see before, bright and shimmering like they were made of starlight. One woman, with skin as dark as midnight, called out to me, "You, there, farmer, come and see what you need." Her voice was warm, but her eyes seemed too bright, too knowing. I shouldn't have turned back. Every instinct told me to run, but the smell of the roasted plantains and pepper soup drew me in. My stomach growled, and I realized I hadn't eaten all day. I approached a stall selling fruit, mangoes, bananas, and something I didn't recognize. The seller, an old man with a beard like silver thread, smiled at me. "What do you offer in trade, Adisa?" he asked. I froze. How did he know my name? "You look surprised," he said, chuckling. "Everything here comes at a price, even curiosity." "I have nothing to trade," I replied, my voice shaking. "Ah, but you do," he said, pointing to my shadow. Before I could react, a young girl screamed nearby. She had touched a cloth at another store, and suddenly she was gone, vanished, as if she had never been there. The storekeeper didn't even flinch, calmly folding the cloth and placing it back. My heart pounded. I turned to leave, but the path I come from was no longer there. In its place stood more stalls and more strangers, more glowing light. "Once you enter, you can't leave empty-handed," the old man said, his smile fading. I didn't know what to do. I offered my hat, my shoes, anything to get out, but he shook his head. "Only your shadow will do." Desperate, I grabbed the mango and ran. I didn't look back. I ran until my legs gave out, until the glowing light disappeared and the cool, familiar darkness of the forest returned. When I reached home, the mango was gone, and so was my shadow. Since that night, no one else has seen the market, but when the moon is full, I stay indoors. The whispers remind me some prices are too high to pay. I swore I'd never go back, not after losing my shadow, but life has a way of testing even strongest promises. Months after the air night, my brother fell ill. His body burnt with fever, and the village healer's remedies didn't work. My mother's tears and the sound of his labored breathing haunted me. I couldn't sit by and watch him die. Desperate, I thought of the strange market. The full moon came again, casting its silver light on the forest. My heart raced as I stepped onto the path, the same one that had led me to the market before. I told myself, It was for my brother, but deep down, I knew the truth. I wanted to see her again, the beautiful seller with the glowing eyes. When the glow of the market appeared, I felt that same mix of wonder and dread. The stalls were there, bustling with strange voices and smell. I walked past them, ignoring the calls of other sellers, until I saw her stall. She was there, her beauty as striking as I remembered. "You have returned," she said, her voice calm but curious. My brother is sick," I said, trying to keep my voice steady. "I need something to cure him." She studied me for a moment, then reached out beneath her stall and pulled out a small vial of glowing blue liquid. "This will heal him," she said. I swallowed hard, knowing there was always a price. "What do you want in return?" Her gaze softened. She smiled faintly. "Your time," she said. "Stay with me tonight." I hesitated. The market terrified me, but her presence was magnetic. Finally, I nodded. My brother's life was worth any price. She led me to the back of her store, where a soft mat was laid out under the open sky. We sat together, the sounds of the market fading into the background. She spoke of places I couldn't imagine. Lands where trees touched the clouds and rivers glowed in the dark. "Why do you stay here?" I asked, my curiosity getting the better of me. "This is my home," she said. Her smile tingled with sadness. "But I wasn't always here. I came to the market out of desperation, like you. And like you, I stayed too long." Her words unsettled me, but I couldn't pull away. The more we talked, the more I wanted to stay. Her laughter, her story, her gentle touch, it was as if she had cast a spell over me. When dawn approached, the market began to dissolve, the stores fading like mist. She stood and looked at me, her glowing eyes filled with something I couldn't name. "You can leave now," she said. "Your brother will be healed. But if you stay, you can never go back." I thought of my family, my farm, my village. But then I thought of the emptiness I felt before I met her. "I'll stay," I said. Her smile widened. She reached for my hands. As the market disappeared with the sunrise, I felt no fear. I had found something I didn't know I was looking for. To this day, no one in my village has seen me again. But they say that when the moon is full, the forest hums with strange laughter, and a man and a woman sit together in a place no one dared to go.